Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to episode 9 of our Crackpack modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you recall last episode, we started working on Britannia and we automated our endo flames. And like I said, I was going to do a bonus episode today, just so we can go ahead and automate a little bit more Britannia with Steve's Factory Manager. It may not be a super long episode, but you know, I know some people don't like to watch Steve's Factory Manager all that much, so I figured I'd just do a shorter episode for this, and we might make a couple Britannia trinkets. No, probably not. Probably just automation. So I went ahead and I saved up some wool to get string, and actually one thing that I do want to do just really quick, because I've been having some issues with food since I'm not like constantly mining right now, or not mining, but farming right now. Is I want to make a juicer from Pam's Harvest Craft. Then we can just throw our carrots in there and get carrot juice. And carrot juice is very easy to make and decently powerful as a food. So so we'll go with that. Now, let's get started with Steve's Factory Manager. So the first thing that we're going to want is, of course, this Machine Inventory Manager. Not too bad. Why is it not pulling up redstone? No, I don't want all that. Okay, we'll need 10. Then we'll need a bit of iron. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some of this stuff into here. Alright. We'll need like 6. I'm actually just gonna grab a bit of iron. And then we'll need wood, which we got. Get our piston. Okay. And, oh yeah, I forgot this. There's our inventory manager. Now we're going to need a bit of these inventory cables. We'll do 3 crafts because we're going to need them to make our block gates as well. If I can find them right here. And we're going to need 8 of these. Then we're going to need we're also going to need a little bit. We'll need like I think 9 for setting up the whole layout and everything. So get that and that, and then just redstone. Just gonna take that stack because I know we'll need a bit of it. And we're gonna need, what, 6 of these, I think. Okay. And we're out of glass. Great. And we're out of space. I can run over and grab some glass. It's not a problem. Okay. Let me run over to the cave really quick. And like I said, we'll get entirely moved out of this cave in due time. Just right now we don't really have another place to mine, and it's just convenient sort of thing. So we're gonna go with it for right now. Alright. There's that. And we'll go ahead and lay some of this stuff out actually, to free up space, and then also to go ahead and get this, start setting this up a little bit. By you go. Actually, I'm gonna have to go down there, I think. So I'm not sure how I want to do this. You won't. You're too fat to go through there. Cool. Okay. No. I was trying to like hit it really, really quick. Okay, that's fine. We'll come over here and we'll get our chocobo out. Shoot. Alright. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention last episode, the reason that my chocobo is hurt. I hate trying to use this thing for building. We're gonna have to make a jetpack soon, I do believe. Okay. The reason that my chocobo is hurt pretty badly right now is actually because of me. I shot him with a crossbow on accident. I was trying to be all like really cool and epic and stuff, and like flying my chocobo around and shooting guys, which was working out fine. But the chocobo can actually get hit. So just a heads up on that. You can actually shoot him in the back of the neck with the crossbow. So that's where all of his damage came from. So, alright, we'll lay out our inventory cable just around here. And we'll put our, let's see, put this here, and then that, and yeah, and then one more, and we'll put our inventory manager right here. That'll work. So now we just have to get our block gates made. Block gates, crafting those is actually a pain. You need iron pickaxes and dispensers. So, and of course dispensers take bows, so it's a bunch of non-stackable stuff that you got to make. So let me throw all this stuff in there. And oh yeah, I still got that aluminum I need to put in. Throw all this. And that, and that, and that. And that, and that. That. And that, and that. Okay, that'll work. So let's get ourselves... I'm gonna need... what? Quite a bit of string. I'm not sure that I have enough just yet. Yeah, there's 6. I will need 3 more. I mean 6 more. Alright, and then we'll get a few pieces of wood here and make some more sticks. Okay. There's that. And then I believe dispensers are cobblestone, correct? Yeah, okay. So we'll need 8 pieces of redstone and bet I don't have enough cobblestone on me, actually. Or I know I don't, actually. But we'll get a few of these crafted. Alright. And then we'll run on back to the cave. Alright. But yeah, carrot juice, just for the record, is about as much hunger as bread. And a whole lot easier to make. So we'll start using that some. Alright. Then we should be good to finish this out. I hate crafting these things though, because they're just one at a time. Okay. And then we'll need a bit of iron. 24 of it to be exact. Throw it on the ground. That part's important, actually. You gotta throw it on the ground. Get 8 of those. And now we're good to go. Okay. And let's go ahead. We'll use a barrel, I think, for the living rock. And I decided I do think I'm going to use just one one for each of them, just because that's the way we're going to eventually have it set up. So we might as well. I mean, it's not like I have a just constant source of wood right now. So I'll just end up making another pure daisy and setting it up and pretty much copying this design, except just changing it over for the living rock. So, oops, I set that up. Oh, man. Okay. There. And that here. Of course, you can use a barrel over here. Eventually, we'll change it over to that. But and before we get started, just go ahead and just shift right click all of these, because if you don't, they're going to target both, like the block directly above them. So it would be like here, and they're going to target here as well. So if you shift right click them, they're only going to target just directly above them. We don't want them up, you know, eye level. So now that we've got that, let's go on in here, and first thing we'll want to do is we'll want to set a couple variables. And we'll just pull these over to the side, because we're not going to connect these in with anything. So this one, we're going to leave on white, and we're going to say that it is connected to all 8 of our block gates. Just like so. And that's really all we're going to do there. This one, we're just going to change it to another color. I tend to go magenta, but you can do whatever color. You can do whatever color for either one of them. And then let's go ahead and set a trigger, which is pretty much where all of the Steve's Factory Manager stuff starts. This we're going to leave just as it is. And then we're going to set a for each loop. And we're going to change that to magenta since we, you know, adjusted the color. And all the rest of this we're just going to leave as is. And I'm going to wait to connect it so it doesn't start. Well, actually, we don't have anything in the system right now, so we'll go ahead and connect that up. And then we're going to set a condition. Just pull it over here. And we're going to connect this. And make sure you connect the for each side to the input. Don't connect the output side to the input. And with this condition, we are going to say that if this magenta variable, we're going to say up, and we're going to say if it has living wood in it. And we're going to right click there and say precise match all. Make sure and do match all. So that's going to say, you know, if there's that living wood in there, and any kind of living wood, oh, actually, you know what? No, we want to leave this on precise detection. My bad. So if it contains that living wood, we're going to go ahead and start with the true side. So we're going to make an input and an output. And then let's go ahead and make an input for the false and output for the false. So we'll link this stuff up. Basically 2 different outcomes depending on if it contains that living wood or not. So if it's false, if it doesn't have living wood in it, we're going to tell it, let me see, right? So how I want to set it up? Yeah. Okay. So if it does have the living wood in it, it's going to take the stuff from the magenta variable, target up, and we're going to say it's going to whitelist, oops, living wood. And we're going to go ahead and leave that on precise detection. And it's going to output it to this barrel. Oh, you know what? I don't want living wood. I want living stone. My bad. My bad. Whitelist. Nope. Whitelist. Living rock. Okay. And then the condition is, I was setting up for living wood. I had it in my head, I guess, that we were doing living wood. Okay. And the output will be this barrel up, and we'll just leave that as is. We don't need any specifications on that. I guess we could say that it only takes living rock, but whatever. And then if it's false, if it doesn't contain living wood, actually, precise, okay. We're actually going to say the condition is if any living rock or stone. Okay. No, why you do that? There we go. Alright, so if any, and we're going to say living rock, match all. Yeah, match all. And then the stone, we're going to say match all, because Britannia actually changes the information slightly for like stone and stuff as it kind of changes over into living rock. So we're going to go ahead and tell that match all. But it's only going to get the living rock that we want because of this could input variable stuff that we put in. So over here, if it's false, if it doesn't have any stone or any living rock, it's going to input from the chest, and we're going to say up, and we're going to whitelist stone, and we're going to specify amount 1 so it only pulls 1 from that. And then over here we're going to say it's going to output that to the magenta variable, target up, and items whitelist stone. So now if we were to throw some stone in here, let's check it. And we'll give it just a second. Alright, shouldn't take too much longer. And now, come on. Takes a second for that pure daisy to change it over. Alright. Well, I think a watch pot never, or watch, what is it, watch pot? There we go. And so if you notice, it broke it and dumped it into this barrel, so we're now generating living rock. So all we got to do is grab our cobble gen or our cobble works and set up, or maybe make a new igneous extruder, set it up to keep this thing fed with stone, and we can keep building up living rock until it's full. And then fairly soon after we upgrade power, we will set up a wood farm, and then at that point I'll set up an automated living wood production, because there's really no point in setting it up right now because we just don't have a ton of wood to use with it, so it's not really a big issue. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll just recap really quick. You got your two variables here. Set one as one color with all of your block gates. Set another one here just as a different color. Set your trigger, make no changes, and then set for each loop. That way, for each is basically going to check with all the block gates. Instead, if you don't have this for each loop, if you just have trigger to condition, it's only going to do one of the block gates, so like at a time. And then make sure and move it from this for each to the input on the condition, and then for the condition, set and say, does it have does your magenta variable on the upside, I don't know why we have the downside, that doesn't really matter, make sure that check and see if it has stone or living rock, and if any, make sure that's selected, and then both of these just right click them and say match all. Then the input on true, you're going to say if it's true, if it has those, you're going to check on the magenta variable up, and you're going to grab any living rock and make sure that it is precise detection, and then you're going to output it into this barrel up and blacklist, which you don't actually have to do up with the barrel. Basically up and down and all that is for machines that have specific sides that need to be interacted with, and for example, like the inscriber from Applied Energistics, if you set up pipes to that, the sides of it will input items for the middle slot in the inscriber, how it has the 3 on the side there. The top inputs items for the top, and the bottom inputs items for the bottom, and then the front face will output your items. So if you're setting something up like that with Steve's Factory Manager, you'll need to address which side is which, but with this you don't really need to. And then if it's false, if it doesn't contain any of that, you're going to go to the chest and pull out stone, and make sure there, right click and say specify amount 1, and then you're going to output that stone to the magenta variable up and stone. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And living wood is the exact same setup, except instead of putting in living rock, you put in living wood. That's the only difference, and then you put wood instead of stone. But that's it. So like I said, we'll end up setting up another one. There is a way you can set it up, and it's really not that much different. You just, at the condition for true, if it well, you set it up a little bit different because you tell it to check the inventories, and if it has so much living stone or living rock or living wood, you do the other one instead. But there's really no reason for us to set that up. Oh, my day blooms died. There's really no reason for us to set that up because we don't have the wood production right now. So we're just going to go with one of each, one for living rock, one for living wood. So anyway, I think that's going to be the end of the episode. Like I said, this is pretty much just a quick episode to cover the Steve's Factory Manager aspect of our build, in case people don't really care to watch that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please comment, like, subscribe. It's very, very much appreciated. And like I said last episode, next episode we'll probably be doing either Thaumcraft, Blood Magic, upgrading our power, or messing a bit more in Britannia. So if you guys have a preference, let me know down in the comments. I'm kind of open to any of those because we need to do all of them. And And yeah, so until next episode, do take care, and I hope to see you then.